I used to spend hours doing manual search on YouTube, trying to find channels of interest that fitted my criteria until I found this tool, which kind of now feels like it's cheating a little bit, where you can actually just put in the country, subscriber count, and lots of other metrics that help you find the YouTube channels that you actually want. Whether you need 1 or 1,000, this tool's got you covered, so let's dive through it. As we get started, it's super important to actually know who we're trying to find and why. Great example of this is Jonathan Katz-Moses is a woodworking YouTuber. Makes his own product, sells his own tools, makes loads of DIYs, how to do stuff. Great channel, really interesting content. Finding somebody like that is kind of difficult. He blew up especially since he got $2 million invested into his channel. What we want to do though is find more than one Jonathan. When you're trying to find those channels, essentially you go onto YouTube, it's very difficult to find channels in a specific country, in a specific niche with certain rates of engagement, which really appeal to the audience that you're trying to reach, or to the type of partnership that you're trying to create. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into Channel Crawler and we're gonna show how we can do this and how we can find not only Jonathan's channel, but also lots of other lookalike channels like it. In this example, we're looking at woodworking YouTubers across the globe with good engagement rates and that are still pretty active. So let's dive in. This is the Channel Crawler app. Now before, remember, we were saying that we were looking for woodworkers, any geo, fast growing. So let's start with that. First of all, I'm just going to go into categories and niches, and I'm going to look for woodworking because I already know that it exists as one. And you can see there's lots of different DIY types here in home and DIY, but I'm going for woodworking and carpentry. And immediately 15,000 channels, so that's great, but I want to layer in some filters over the top of it. So we said that we were going to look for active. That means that they've posted within the last 60 days. I want them to be English speaking. I only speak one language. I wish I spoke French, but unfortunately I do not. But there we go. And I also want to make sure they're getting at least, let's say 1,000 views per channel, and just on the monthly basis. Now remember, this is going to be evergreen content most likely, which means it will be used a lot. There's 5,000 views per month. Now fast growing, you can do it in two ways. You can do that by subscribers or you can do it by views. Either one is fine, but the reason that it's really good to look for this is because you see somebody before they blow up or as they're on that journey. You know they're popular, they're doing something right at this moment in time, and you can join them on that journey. You can support their content, you can sponsor them, you can partner with them and help them keep going on that trajectory. But you know if they're fast growing, now is a great time to reach out with them and start that partnership. So how do you define if something's fast growing? What I personally like to do is look at the fact that there's 2,162 channels here. So as I go forward and go into growth, I'm going to say that I want the growth of views to be going up by a certain percentage. And I'm just going to look at each time how that affects the number of channels that I get. So I've gone up 3%, and actually we've probably wiped out about 90% of the channels there. So I know 3% growth rate is good. What about 1.5? Okay, I like that. I've probably got just about 15-20% of it. And I'm going to do the same with growth subscribers, and that's gone up by 1% as well. And if you look into here, you can see what that has done. And so we're doing this over a 7-day period. So it's really good in the last 7 days. I can make this longer. I can do that over 30 days and you'll see I get a bit more chance because the longer time period that you have to grow those views. And the way that it's calculated is it looks at two 30-day periods in this example next to each other. So the last 30 days versus the 30 days before that. And if in this 30 days they had 100 views and in this one they had 102, that's a 2% increase. So the longer that you give somebody for that percentage to go up, meaning that the longer time frame, the bigger the percentage that a channel can have grown. We're doing it in the last 30 days and that gives us in this example 900 channels. You can mess about with this as much as you like. Let's do something like 5%. One final filter, I might actually just start to choose a few different countries that I know are generally English speaking and that I can reach out to. I could add more of Europe, but now I've got 180 channels that meet my criteria. And all I can start doing here is just start flicking through and going through there, like, okay, looking at that. Now, I've seen that this one's got low engagement there. Not too low, over 3.8 million subscribers, you know, with 0.5% of those engaging, that's great. But I might even just sort by the engagement and just see who are the most engaged channels here. And now I've got 180 woodworkers that I can outreach to. And by ordering them in terms of engagement rate, I see which ones are the audience loving or potentially giving grief to. And I can start to look through those and say, these are the ones that I want to reach out to and start that partnership because I know they're growing, they're engaged audiences, both really good signs, and they fit in the niche that I want. Now, if I tried that in YouTube, that would have taken me a very long time to find 180 channels, let alone highly targeted ones, just woodworking channels in general. So this is a great way that I've been able to find all of those channels. And super easy as you go on here, I can just click into show email to see that, and I can go into their profile and just have a lot longer look at the growth of their videos, their subscriber count and how that's changed, and their recent videos in here. With that, we saw just how much easier it was than if you try and trawl through on YouTube. And just even thinking about that logically, going through 180 channels on YouTube, you would have to click one, search it, view it, and then see if it works for you. And building out a list from there, copying into Excel is super slow. In the tool itself and in our YouTube channel, there's a lot more videos on how to use the tool, how to get the most out of it. If there's other videos you'd like to see, drop a comment below, like, subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Check out the rest of the videos on our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.